Tomorrow, the Houthi rocket launches the second battle in 3 days. The match between the two teams. The story is not just about the relationship between LeBron and KD. The king of the Union of Sayers is cutting. The main gun battle in the 7th District countdown. The last time I saw a video of the video was in the video. Today, the number is 14 to 13 times higher than the previous year. The whole paper lost a ball. The film was released in the United States on December 15, 2012. This is the first time in NBA history. The average rate is just over 1% of the 9 billion. See the top 30 players. He is a member of the National Association of Realtors. How to get started with this? 116. The rocket is capable of carrying hundreds of rockets. 2 enemies killed in 3 days. The third place in District 7 is further up. The first is that the government has been trying to get rid of the government. The second round of the tournament is over. KD defends the Houthis against targeting. The average score of both matches is 18. The same thing happened to the anti-aging activists. This is amazing. KD also became the last defense of the Jan Huey. Another deadline has been reached. The oldest league-wide league span. How much help has been given to the Houthis? The question is whether their current strength is enough to fight. The game is more intense than the previous one. I'm going to be here soon. The oldest of the two is the oldest. Even NB stars will make the Bills more relaxed. What about us? The same applies to the criticism of the people who are in the dark. He brought games. We are in the middle of a new era of social media. Breathing is a legendary victory. New activities in March. The legendary hero is relieved. The only thing that is needed is to enter the horse for the change. The new players will be available in 48 hours. The choice to discriminate against middle-class deaths. The Traveler Alice. The Queen of Desert and Sun Tzu, any of them. I'm sorry, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to play. The heroes are the ones who will get them. The report also highlights the importance of the right to vote. The first is the heroes of defense. He will take all the hurt for your team. The following is a list of the topics covered. The defeat is immortal. The only thing that can hurt is the body. The results will be simple. The whole thing is transferred to themselves. When the enemy heroes are treated, he can answer. The most important thing is to be able to live. His skills can be taken care of and treated by the entire team. The video is also available for free online. Legendary heroes who completely suppressed enemies. The family also owns a horse exchange. The first is the PP 500. The first is the collection pen. The first is the energy. I'm not sure. This month, Raid is clearing up his years. I've been here for so many years. The first is that the government is not going to be able to protect itself. The first is the Raid speech. The way he expresses himself is also smart. The number of fans is also low now. But now, the criticism and Raid should both grow. The first is to be more self-confident. Raid never stopped his sexuality. They talk about public meetings. The country is a very prosperous country. The game is free to play. I'm going to try again. Since the real blame for Ray's consciousness? The first is the following. Thank you for your support. The first is the Raid in the 7-year-old age group. They also offer new players. Free rewards for Super Red goods. The price of the horse is $500. The first is the second. The story of the heroes of legend and spirituality. Changing the test. The first is the cockroach. I'm not sure. The new government will be able to take advantage of the new technology. The game's main content is to create a new game. The energy. The story of the heroes. The country is also called Canada. The link to the complaint description is only available. Download the game. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it. The first is that it is possible to get. Please note. The game is available on mobile phones, multi-phones on PC and Mac. The internet is a game. The first is that the new version of the app is not easy to upgrade. The challenge is to complete the task and challenge. The first is the Goldilocks. The game is a great way to learn more about the game. This is the place to be. Are you excited? The game is a game of chance. The blame is on SG. The union's name is Blame the Alliance. Internal lessons to join my union. The first is the buddy. The project is based on the 3A programming. The first step is to the first model of the PED. The game will be played by two types of people. Let's fight first. If you only watched the first half of this race, the overall performance of the wolf is positive. The race is a great success. The number of people living in the country has dropped significantly. The score of its commander, blue version, main attack and three-pointers, the number of people who have been killed in the past decade has decreased significantly. The data is not available. The first time I saw a woman in my life, I was a little surprised. Of course, this is not a problem. What is more important is that it is visible to the naked eye. It's a weakness for the impact of the competition. Something is up. The company is the biggest star in the world. The game is more about role-playing games than wolves. In other words, the first half of the game is not a good one. No one has it without it. There is no difference. The first is that the country is not a country. The report also highlights the importance of the EU's efforts to reduce poverty. The team is not harmful. This old man, I'm not going to say anything. The world is divided. The Healthy fans should know. The team's difficulties in February. The deal is closed on the last day. The government has not taken any photographers. This is very useful. But after all, it's just a role player. The card is almost a name tag. I'm not going to be able to do this. The focus is on football. The following is a list of the countries. He was a great man and he was a great man. The number of links is underestimated. I've never seen anything like it. The report was published in the journal Nature. The North was still cutting. He is a great leader in the world of music. The first time I saw the video was in the video game. But that's what the foolishness is all about. When you feel like they're done, they will be filled with incredible energy. How to deal with the rebound. The first is the battle of the sexes. The government has not yet approved the move. It can be for a single ballot. The game is a big game. Some say the attack failed. The whole thing is powered by riot machines and dresses. Today we have a lot of people who can get there. The results of the survey were extremely high. What is the next step? We'll have a little fun before we go. How to get 14 out of 13 today. The competition begins. The first round. The first is the battle between the great and the small king. After Eaton took the ball. The first is the fire. The people of the country are not happy with the underground. The game is played in a game of poker. The third one is off. The people of Win Wynap. The first time I saw a woman in my life, I was so happy. The next round, playing your own football. The self-confidence. The first step is to get a new one. The attack was carried out in a total of 3 days. 3 minutes to go. The next ball is the ball. It's now. The best example of a defensive unit. The bottom line is that the game is not a success. The first image of the KD's transmitter. Shoe room up front. After the super finals. The first is the wolf. The first time I saw the video was in the video. I'm trying my best. I'm not going to get it. The last time I saw a wolf. The final season of the show ended with a season of Blue Tacoma. Aliens also launched a fast attack on the wolf. It's usually cheap. In fact, the only exception is, the first is the greatest day of the world. The next round of the offensive, most of it is fast attack. The first time I saw a man who was in a coma, I was in a coma. The first is the firefighting of the Taliban. This is not a speculative ploy. The first is the ability to communicate. Watching the ball. The last time I saw the video was in the video. It looks like a textbook level. Sumatra's cards are on top of each other. The Philippines. The first is to protect the wolf from the wolves. The back of the car is covered with sunscreen. The game is played on a 3-way grid. The next day, the police were able to get a hold of the police. The perfect lie made miss. The blue trend in the face of the empty alien. This is the moment when the only show that belongs to the happy wolf is the one that is the only show that belongs to the happy wolf. Despite the high jump, it's a little bit like before. The book is a collection of short stories about the life of a young girl. The first is the snowflake. Some of the happy wolves are still going on. The goal was a success in the defense. This is a great opportunity to fight back. The game is free to play. The first is the someone who can't stop. And the ball is here. Here's to the players. The 3-hour event is celebrated. The joy on the other side is already gone. What is it? The story of the city is a big one. He is a wolf. The first is that the average person is not a good person. This is what you read about the contest. The ability to seize opportunities. It's not hard to escape from the simple ball. How to create a simple ball. But not everyone can do it. The last goal of the first half. Aiton's position is one-hit wonder. KD on the other side. The world is full of joy. Go to the defense. This time around, the players who won't play no ball. Maybe they were standing on the spot. The first time I saw the ball, I was in the middle of it. The world is full of people who are not happy. The world is full of people. He judges Aiton. It's a big one. I'm going to get out of here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. The blue board is a beautiful piece of art. The next KD is not closed. KD has not even responded. The joy of being transported. The first is the jump. It's always coming down from the sky. The first half of the game. The people of the country are not afraid of the people of the country. The first is the gravity. The average is 8. He was a member of that. The film was released on December 4, 2012 in the United States. The story goes back to 2020. See the river. The rest of the process is backwards. The state is so hot. KD in the third section. The rocket is a powerful replica of the rocket. He scored 13 points in a single match. I'm not sure what happened. The number of people who are overweight is about 0. But come to Moj. The show is a personal show again. He was a single player. The third one is called Rena. The last of the wolves is a good defense. But in the end, it was not a good idea. The location is right in front of us. The results of the survey were not as accurate as previously reported. The first is the someone who can't stop. The first is the buddy and the buddy. I'm going to go back to the second half. The last ball. The link between the stars and the stars. I'm not going to say anything. Something is up. How to get around rocket lines. The church is a happy, unforgiving church. The cuts are tight. Another season of free-to-air. KD in the position. The story of the last few years of the war has been unfolding. The country is still in a state of emergency after a wave of attacks. The next few hundred rockets. The important battle of Cavi has been won. The Prince of Wales is also the youngest of the three. The rebirth of the flying dragon. In fact, the game is a great way to get the most out of your game. The contest is open to anyone who wants to see the results. Compared to previous, there is no change. He's got 30 points. But he almost finished the match. They're playing 5 goals. The world is changing. How to get out of the circle completely. When things are straight, he was relieved to be in the bottom corner. The opportunity for vacancies. The first 3 minutes. The first is the creation of opportunities. The air is different today. The first time I saw the video was in the video. The game is free. The content of the contest is. The attack was also a turnaround. I'm not sure what I'm doing. A few straight balls were thrown, 3 points. But these are unintentional. The first is the East. The first is the gift of the people. The team's real new boss. The two of them are still in control. I'm not sure what I'm saying. The use of the ball rings is not a joke. The third is in the middle. The situation is suddenly the most powerful. This is true of the world. When the Wolves stopped eating the ball completely, the perfect transformation without a ball, his efficiency and competitive influence, the number of people who have been killed is not high. If you're 41 years old, you're not a wolf. Chinese people who can't get enough of the ball. So the game is based on the character's criteria. I went to see him. The first is the city of the rising sun. This is the point. Even the most hated fans of the wolf, I have to admit. The joy is now gone. It's not the team's poisoning at all. The best 3 times in the world. After today's match, the number of people who have been arrested has risen to 7. The first is that the government is not going to be able to keep the people from being happy. It's weird. As a local star, see also, 40 points. The following is a list of the countries. He is the 38th commander. The school's principal is a tough guy. The current situation. The army is 33 points higher. The party has banned the list of sports. The second German entry in the list. The progress. He has also been a part of the team that has been working hard to get the job done. The best chance of a race in a hurry. The number of people who have been killed in the past. I don't know how many people are going to be in the country. Or not wolves. It's weird. The game is a great game. How did you know? The power of the German army is to be broken up. The biggest difference. The ability to blow up a house. He can be a rival. The first is the buddy and the second is the buddy. The game is a free-to-play game. This is why. As long as he's there, the attack was sudden, the world is not going to stop. I have said before, the two giants are connected. I'm not sure what happened. International players have been very cruel to him. But the thing is very calm. We are moving forward. I'm looking at my runway. Happy Wolf finally succeeded. I'm not saying that. The KD is not to be taken lightly. He is a good student of strange things. How to make a bubble. The war is now 20 years in the making. KD to the bubble. The government has not yet taken any steps to address the issue. The contest is open to all. He cares about people over halfway through. The first is the buddy house strategy. The second half of the game. I only got 2 points. The report also shows that the government has failed to address the issue. He is not here today. I'm lucky to have given up the ball. The rule is 3 points. The strategy of the bubble house. The first is to keep the electrolyte. We're going to get a chance to play. KD is a rocket. The most important attack core. He is a good example of this. The first time I saw the ball, I was in the middle of it. I'm going to the bottom of the ocean with the bad guys. This is not a superstar. The report also highlights the importance of the country's economic development. KD is willing to serve. The team after Zen and Amen is 3 years old. How to get back to people. They are currently 4th in the rankings. 1.5 growths. The first is that the government is not going to be able to keep up with the demands of the people. I'm not surprised. They can keep their 3rd place in the subdivision. I'm not going to say anything. The first time I saw a woman in the world who was a prostitute, I was surprised. The first is the use of a rocket. The gray wolf is still alive. The people of the country are not afraid. The war is over. The greyhounds are scattered. Edward's appearance. The report also shows that the government has not yet approved the use of the internet. Playing in the playoffs. And then there's that. The gap in the offensive is breaking. The next step is to get more involved. Rocket is defeating foxes in 2 cities. The story of the life of a young man who was killed by a fox. There may be a fox escape. The company is currently selling more than 1 million tires. The first is the KD operation. The country is currently in the process of decimating its population. As soon as possible, the old opponents. The fox now. The fox is no longer a man of his age. The problem is that the machine is trying to pinch things down. I don't want to. After things happen, foxes are as fast as they can get to people. The first is the fight against the Taliban. The ecological store between the 2 couples has been rewritten. Maybe we can mention one earlier. Fox vs. Mars's district judgment game. So what do you think? The fox now. Do you have a chance to compete?